Alright, hello and welcome to this demo of BoardPro for board members. So there are a few key things that you as a board member will use in BoardPro, and this differs a lot to what your administrators or your chairpersons will use. So I'm going to highlight the key features in our software and how you can use it to the best that you can. So this is the homepage that you're looking at right now. We link your profile by email. So if you're a director on multiple boards, or if you're a director on this board and other committees, then as long as you're added by a sole email address, you will be able to use one login and see all of the different organizations that email address is associated with. So we're going to click on one of these organizations. So let's click on Southern Scots Club. So I've opened this account, but if I wanted to change accounts and go and look at a different account that I'm on, I can easily tab between them just on the top left-hand side and switch over. We're going to stick here. So this is the home page. When you log in, this is what you will see. So on the home page, it is pretty basic. You have your most recent meeting just passed, and you have your up-and-coming meeting over here. We're going to go and click into meetings and meeting lists. This is just another place that you can view your meetings. This is actually where you can view all of the meetings that have been added into your BoardPro account for your organization. We can scroll back as far as we like, or as far back as any meetings have actually been added into BoardPro for you. You can change the year, the month, just like this, and easily skip back to the correct month here, like that. So we can see the meetings here that have been added for May. So I'm going to click on this meeting here, board meeting for the 21st of May. I can see that there's a published agenda, and I can also see on the other meetings the status that the meeting is in. There's a draft agenda here, which I myself as a board member, I can't view anything in the draft agenda, so that's not something I would bother clicking into. And over here we can see this meeting is the minutes in review. So let's click on the published agenda. So this is where I'm going to come when I'm preparing for a meeting, preparing to attend a meeting. So your administrator has compiled all of the supporting documents, created your agenda, and published a board pack for you that includes your agenda and all of these supporting documents. So we can see some of the details of the meeting just here. I can see the location, the attendees, like so. So I'm going to come up to the board pack submenu. You have an agenda submenu and a board pack submenu. However, I'm just going to preview the board pack, which includes a copy of the agenda anyway. So if I click on board pack, I'm going to preview it. So this is just the preview of the board pack. We've got the first page is just the cover page. Your admin might have uploaded the logo for towns into this cover page. Mine's is made in Scotland. And if we scroll down a little further, there's some details of the meeting, and we also have version control on the board packs. So every time it is republished, if edits have been made and it's republished, this will update to the next version. So if I carry on scrolling through, this is just one single PDF document. I can see on the left-hand side all of the supporting material that has gone in to make this board pack, but it is one single PDF. So this is the index page. It's also a navigation menu, so if I click on any of the attached documents, it will take me straight to them within the board pack. But I'm just going to keep scrolling through to the next item, which is the agenda. So this is the copy of the agenda that I was just talking about. So it shows all of the details again, shows the agenda items, sections, any supporting documents that are attached. Again, a navigation menu, if you click on them, it shows if a presenter has been added and a duration of time. And if I just scroll through, this is the agenda, and we just carry on to the first item that has been added. So this is the minutes in review, minutes from a previous meeting. You can see which agenda item we're currently reading the material for, which is 1.1 in the corner, A being the first document that was attached to this agenda item. Like so. And then we roll through to the second one. You can see we're now at 1.2, so we know that we're onto a different agenda item. like so, and the action item list and any other supporting documents that have been attached would follow on from there. If you wish to work offline, so BoardPro itself is a web-based application, which means you need an internet connection and a browser to use it. If you haven't already seen a little alert pop up, if you are using Internet Explorer, we advise against that. You will find you have user issues with Internet Explorer. Microsoft no longer updates Internet Explorer, it just maintains its previous features, so it doesn't actually support modern applications, including BoardPro, which is a modern application. So please use something such as Chrome, Firefox, Edge or Safari. They will all work fine, although we do mostly promote Chrome as the best user experience. So if you do want to work offline, so if you don't have internet or maybe you're traveling on a plane or something like that and you want to read it offline, you can simply download the PDF, which is just one single PDF of all of your documents, to your local device and read it as a PDF rather than online, and that's fine. If you still like to work on paper, you can simply print it from within the software. So we're going to close out of the preview now. So as part of preparing for a board meeting, you've received your board pack from your administrator. You've maybe had a quick flick through the preview, and we've actually released a feature for annotating a board pack within our software. So you don't need to download it as a PDF and use an external annotation tool such as Adobe Acrobat or anything like that. We have everything in here that you'd need. So if I click again on this submenu for the board pack, we can see this feature here, which is called BoardPro Notes. It's our annotation tool, in-app annotation tool. So I'm going to click on BoardPro Notes. So part of the preparation for a meeting for yourself might include marking up your documents, adding your annotations, and generally preparing for it. So I'm just going to give it a moment to load. Connection in my office is not great. So a couple of things to note about BoardPro Notes. Here we are. So I've actually already come in and made a few notes already, and we can continue editing now. So BoardPro, the notes in BoardPro are completely private to you as the user, so no other board members can see your notes. No one can see whether you've made notes, whether you've opened your board pack, anything like that. This is completely private to you. So you can scribble away as you like here, adding any notes. We also have an iOS app available. So if you're a user who uses an iPad or an iPhone and you like to read your documents on an Apple product, we have an iOS app called BoardPro Notes in the App Store. It's free of charge, and if you are using an iPad, it is the best user experience for marking up your documents. It's a companion app to BoardPro, so it's not for managing your account or for your admin to build agendas, etc. It is specifically for reading and annotating your board pack. Again, you can print or download up in the top right if you've made annotations. So let's add a couple now. So I've already made annotations on this document. You can see a document that's had annotations made on it has this pen icon on the thumbnail. And I can mark it as read if I've completed it and I know that I'm done with that document. So let's jump down to the next document and make some annotations there. So we have a toolbar up the top here which has all of the basic tools you need to make annotations to a board pack. So we have a highlighter just like this. We've got a pen, you can make a scribble. If you want to add more detail, you can type a note. If you want to put text directly on the page, you can add a text box. Or any sort of basic shapes. If you want to draw a big arrow to point something out and remind yourself of something, you can simply do that. And for any of these, you can simply come and change the some of the styling for them if you so wish. Make it red. You can make them a bit thicker, like this. Oh, that's bigger, like that. So you can just enjoy having a bit of a play around with that. One more thing here we've got is a little search for annotations. So this is just annotations per document, so per the interest register. So if you've made one annotation on a really large document, instead of trying to scroll through 20 to 25 pages searching for one or two annotations, you can simply come, I clicked this up the corner, I clicked on annotations, And if I was to click on one of these annotations, it would take me straight to it and highlight where the annotation was in the board pack so that I don't have to waste a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this. So we have the published agenda that your board administrator has made and distributed. You've previewed it, you've read it, you've marked it up if that's how you work, and you're ready for your meeting. So your meeting would happen, minutes are taken, and then we're able to, our administrator would input the minutes on behalf, and then they can actually distribute the minutes and we can have a look at them. So let's go into another meeting that has minutes on it. So I'm going to come back to the meeting list. We can see this account here has minutes taken on it. So now we have the option to enter a submenu for the minutes beside the board pack. So I'm going to open the minutes in the preview. Bearing in mind these are just sample minutes, so they're not very detailed. So if I scroll down, I can see these are minutes that have been taken. So there's some text minutes, there's a decision, there's an action. And if I come into this one here, which is open the minutes, I can actually see for each agenda item nice and clearly what these look like. As a board member, we can't add minutes ourselves, so your admin can do this on behalf of you, and your chairperson can also do this and make edits to these. So these are called minutes in review, the ones that you're looking at. This simply means that the minutes are available to be reviewed by you as a board member right up until they're confirmed at the next meeting. So you can have a look at that and then just submit any changes needed to your administrator and they will make any updates on your behalf. So that's what that looks like. So when you receive your board pack, we email the board, we don't email the PDF of the board pack, and the same goes for the minutes. So when your administrator is distributing your board pack or minutes to you as a board member, you'll receive an email from them. In the email, and from BoardPro, not just your administrator. And in the email, there is a board pack or a minutes notice with a direct link to come into BoardPro. So if you click on the link in your email, it will pop open a browser for you. You won't have to open a browser. You just need to provide your login details, and then you'll be able to preview the information. So we don't send the PDF itself just for security, and having the added layer of making sure you're entering your password is another step to security. So that is the information for a meeting that you will need. So let's go and take a look at how you find documents in BoardPro. So this is a tab called Documents here. We have two options. One is the meeting documents and one is the governance documents. So I'm going to click on meeting documents here. The meeting documents are any document that has ever been added into your board packs and makes up the supporting documents for your meetings. We order them by date, so if you know what meeting you're looking for but you can't remember what the document is, you could simply scroll to the meeting. Oh, I remember talking about the meeting in October. So we can have a look at which documents are actually included in that meeting. There's probably going to be more than two, but again, this is a test account. And then I can simply click on these. I'll have the option to download them or just read them on the software. But maybe you can't remember what meeting you were talking about a particular document, but you can remember what it was about. So you can search them by keyword, say CEO, and it will bring up related searches. Maybe it's a health and safety document. There we go. So anything that's related to your keyword search. The other place we store documents in BoardPro is called the governance documents. So as a board member, you have access to the governance documents, as do your administrators and your board secretaries. The people who don't have access to this repository is your senior executives, so they don't even have this on their menu. There's no access for them. And guest/executive, which is our lowest level of access, so a guest/executive doesn't have access to your information in here either. So you can come in, anything can be stored in here. You can use this folder system in any way that you wish. It is just a file folder system, such as your folders on your desktop, that kind of thing. It is intended more for permanent documents, so your constitution statements, your policy statements, that kind of thing. You can store them in here and they are very safe and they're encrypted and things like that. and they're all in one local place, so they're really handy for everyone to have access to. We have one more little layer of security here. We can see this padlock just here, and that is adding board-only folders or locked folders. So that just means that only people who are added into BoardPro with a board member tick, which is during the setup and something your administrator will do, only those people, so not the administrators, will be able to see those. So really confidential information, supporting documents for board-only time in a meeting can be added into here. You can use this as you wish. So that's our repository aspect of BoardPro. There's a couple of other things you will need to be aware of in BoardPro as a board member. So let's first go and look at action items. Action items are raised during taking minutes of a meeting. So actions are assigned during a meeting and they're added into BoardPro as an action when the minutes are taken. So when we add an action in the meetings, we assign them to someone on the board or who's attending the meeting, like this. So we give it a due date. This one is rather late. We assign an owner, we give it a due date, and we put in as much detail as needed. And of course, this is something your admin will be inputting, not yourself. But this is where you would come to manage your actions. So if you have an action assigned to you during the meeting and you complete it within a week, you can come into your actions and you can simply update it. You can't update an action that belongs to someone else. You can only update an action that belongs to you, which is why I don't have the option to click any of these. So you can update your own actions, or an administrator can update them on your behalf as well. So if you are away from your computer for a week but you want to state the date that it was done, you can just email your admin and ask them to come in and do it for you. That's fine if they are not on holiday themselves. So if I come over, we can see actions that have been completed are on this side. We have the date that they're completed, and so as not to have one massive jumbled list, we do split up the completed actions over this side and the actions that are still live over here, like that. So when an action is assigned to you during a meeting and the minutes are then finished, there's some post-meeting tasks that your administrator will do. One of them is sending out the action item. So they will email you your action item, and that means that you'll just get an email notifying you that you are the owner of this action item. Here's the detail of it. This is the due date. And this is just about keeping accountability. We followed this up with two more emails. So one of them is 7 days before your meeting, your action is due. And the next one is a day before the action is due. So if you come in here and update it as completed, you'll stop the sequence of action items, which is one of the reasons why we have them. So if you're getting annoyed by being followed up for actions, this might prompt you to make sure you're doing them on time. And if this is a setting that is not necessary for your organization, this can be changed in the organization settings by your chairperson or your administrator on behalf. So there's an automation tab in there. But I would recommend keeping the setting on. It's just one of the ways we help with a bit of accountability and reducing manual follow-up as well for your admin and chair. Okay, we've got two more things to look at. So let's have a look at the decision register. So just like the actions, decisions are also added during the minute taking in BoardPro. So we have three different types of minutes that can be added: a note, an action like we just saw, and a decision. So adding a decision updates the decision register. So we can come and we can see, this isn't a very good example because there's only one in this account, but we can see a decision that's been made, the detail of it here, what meeting it was made in, the date it was decided, what the outcome was, who moved it, who seconded it, if you add movers and seconders in your organization. This is a really good place for new directors coming on board with you to go and get updated about decisions that have been made previously and the history of your board. And a good place to just search, simply search. There is a search function here if you need to look back on any decisions. So we have one more feature to have a look at, which is the interest register. So this is another thing that you can manage on your own behalf, or you can get an admin to update for you. You both have the right to, and you can't add interest for other people. Just yourself or an admin can do it for you. So we group them by person. Again, there's only one in here. We can see past interest, so actions that interests that have been closed off appear here. And we have our current interest, so live interests. If you want to come and add a new interest, simply come up here. It's already assigned to me because I can't choose anyone else. I can add in anything like that. By default, it selects today's date, but if you need to backdate it, you can. And then if I click save, see that pops up just there, and it's all grouped under my name, like so. If I need to come and edit my own interest, I can come here, simply click edit. If it's no longer relevant, I can add a close date, just like that. And on the 22nd of May, it would shift it through to past interests. Cool. All right, there's two more things that I would like to point out for you, just for your benefit. So up here we have, well, this is my name, but you will see your name in this corner. So we have a couple of options here that are quite handy. My settings is a very handy one. So as a board member, only you can change your own email address. So your administrator can't change your email address once you've been added into BoardPro, because this is your personal account now. So if you need to change your email address, please come into my settings to do that. And we also have a help center here. This is more handy for your administrator when they're building the agenda and things like that, but there's some good articles in our help center. See how long it takes to open. This is just a keyword search, so you can simply type in a topic that you're looking for, such as BoardPro Notes, and if you want to learn a little bit more about BoardPro Notes, this will bring up all of our related help articles, some of which have videos in them. Some of them are step-by-step instructions on how to do certain things in BoardPro. So this is a really handy place to come if you just want a quick look at some of our features. You can type in agenda and you'll get all of the related articles to the agenda, like that. So the last thing I'm going to show you today is the help button here. So this is our chat feature. This is the best way to get support and the quickest way to get support from the BoardPro team. So myself, Barry, and my colleague Kim, we're live on this chat feature all throughout the New Zealand and Australian business working day. So if you need a hand with anything while you're in BoardPro, if you're having trouble remembering your password or anything like that, or if you can't remember where to find the agenda, you can simply click on this button. That's me, that's my colleague Kim, so just shoot us your question here. We respond in about 5 minutes. In about 5 minutes in the working day, unless we're off grabbing a cup of coffee. We do have after-hours support, weekend support available. Just give us a little bit more than 5 minutes in the weekends. And we also have late night support as well with a colleague overseas. So we always have help available, so please don't be afraid to send us a message for anything you need. That's about all I have to show you today. So if you do have any questions, please feel welcome to, of course, use the chat or anything like that. Andrew's got some knowledge, your CEO's got some knowledge on BoardPro as well, so he might be able to answer your questions too. But otherwise, thank you for watching and enjoy using BoardPro.